Hi, I'm Nicole. Last year, I graduated from school, and now I'm studying in the second year of Architectural University. Since childhood, I've been dreaming of becoming an architect and building beautiful houses. A slightly unusual desire for a girl. Nevertheless, I'm thrilled to study. I became friends with all of the first years, and I've never been happier. I was born in a rather poor family. For the first 3 years of my life, my parents and I lived in my grandmother's house in the village, but my dad never saw any prospects there. Therefore, my parents saved up money and we moved to the city. My father, as long as I can remember, was always gloomy and displeased. He often said that we were poor and that everything was bad with us. The apartment was small, the car was old, the job was low-paying. I often heard from him about having to marry a rich guy so that I can have whatever I want. But I wasn't particularly interested in it. I wanted to get an education, build a career, and achieve everything myself. My mom was working as a nurse, though she has a therapist diploma. This workplace was occupied in the city hospital. Unlike my father, she believed that if a person wants something, he will certainly achieve it on his own. Therefore, my mother has always supported me in all of my undertakings. She is the exact opposite of Dad, always smiles, and knows how to enjoy little things. My parents' relationship has always been strained by my father's great demands. He wanted a lot, but did nothing for this. My mom often worked 7 days a week, only to buy a bigger TV, which my father usually watched, and a more expensive sofa, on which she had no time to relax. Once, returning from school, I found my mother all in tears packing her bags. She said that father left us for the money. He went to the young daughter of his boss. Finally, he will become rich, will live in a luxury house, and he doesn't need us. The apartment we lived in for so many years, he sold to buy himself a new car. I felt very bad. Especially, I felt sorry for my mother, who had lived with him for so many years. However, I was not surprised. My father always wanted to become rich without making much effort. Just like a bolt from the blue, my whole life collapsed before my eyes. On the nurse's salary, we couldn't afford to rent housing in the city. We had to leave for the village, in my old grandmother's house. I transferred to the correspondence department, as driving to study in the city every day was too much overhead. Surprisingly, our life in the village was very successful. My mom found a nurse's place in the village ambulant clinic. I started conducting a drawing club for local kids for a nominal fee. 6 months later, the head of my mother's clinic retired, and my mother was promoted to his place. Gradually, we made repairs to my grandmother's house. We fixed the roof, replaced the windows, and glued the wallpaper. I missed classes and one group people very much, so they often came to visit me. Everyone was delighted with the clean air and beautiful countryside. Father never called, and we almost never thought of him. I did not want to hurt my mom once again. One day, Mom herself started a conversation about him. It turned out that he had long wanted to find a girlfriend with money, and he even openly told my mother about it. I can't even imagine how unpleasant it was for her to hear all this. From mutual acquaintances, my mother and I learned that my father's young girl played enough with him and abandoned him. He had no place to live, he lost his job, his wife, his daughter. All he had left was his new car, for the maintenance of which he had no money. They even rumored that he began to drink. So, in the pursuit of wealth, he lost everything. Once, he even called my mother, asked for forgiveness, wanted to come home, but he didn't. Maybe he found a new girlfriend, maybe something else. Last week, I had a birthday he didn't congratulate me on. I was a little upset at first, but then I realized I never needed a person who preferred money over family. I have a beautiful mother, friends, and I really love the kids from my drawing circle. Many of them are very talented and also want to become architects. Although I do not have a luxurious home and an expensive car, I'm happy no matter what. If you also know how to enjoy life without expensive things, like this video. Let everyone see that there are many of us.